Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Next Week's Comics. I really am not good at these names. How's everybody doing out there? Hey, Della, how you doing? You were first. I appreciate that. Muted myself. I gotta mute myself. So, what's going on out there in chat land, huh? Anything exciting? You guys doing exciting stuff? No, nothing. Oh, good to hear it, Kyler. So, yeah, down to one person here. It's just you, Kyler. Everybody else bailed. Everybody else was like, screw this. So let me tweet this out real quick, and we'll get into some comics. Doing the better than you deserve. Wow, that's always good. Nothing wrong with that. All right. Telling everybody I'm live. So, like 4 of you that care to be there. Hey, Giovanni, how you doing? Ran into a dude I haven't seen for 15 years at the store. Oh, that's cool. That's always good. I haven't. There's a couple people I haven't seen in a long time that I was wondering how they're doing, and turned out one of them died. And I was like, oh, that sucks. But, such is life. All right. We're not going to cover a whole lot of news. Hi, Angela. Hi, Evolved. Just be a couple of news articles today after I do the new comic releases. But there'll be a lot more on tomorrow's stream. So be aware of that. So be sure to tune in. Mind that to see that. Except when you don't remember their name. Yeah, that's always a bit of an issue. Names. Just call everybody Captain. That's what my buddy Jeff used to do. He'd be like, hey, Captain. Or I tend to go more with Buddy. Hey, buddy, how you doing? And it's not your fault that I don't remember your name, but it's not your fault either, because if you know me, you know I don't remember stuff. Looks like a few people are having a decent day. Hey, James, how you doing, man? Just going to look at some comics that most of us aren't going to buy. And as soon as I figure out where my list went, I'll tell you what I was buying. Yeah, for next week. Hey, Mr. Costin, how you doing? Wonderful. Jeez, people. Nice. All right, we'll start with DC because that's a tab I can close then. And if, as usual, if my internet cuts out, just hang around for a few minutes. I'll be back. I haven't checked Twitter in a couple hours. I was filming videos for Roll for Sanity. But let me look at it real quick. I have like 100 notices. Where are you, James? Oh, there you are. Oh, no. What is this crap? What are you tagging me in? Oh, I'm going to hate this. All right, you're going to get my live reaction to this. Nope, I'm out. Tapped out right away, James. Sorry, man. No. I might look at that later on one of the other streams. But today, I'm just not in the mood for Miss Nevada there, or whatever that was. Hey, Bubba, how you doing, man? Hey, Andrew. I'm doing pretty good. How you doing? James. Stay off the TikTok. It's not meant for people like us. Normal people. Sad. I'm kind of weird. So, all right, let's take a look at DC so I can scrub my brain of whatever the hell that was. All right, so this is next week's DC lineup. We got Blue and Gold, and that's Blue Beetle and Booster Gold. Booster Gold's costume's a little different. It's more of a black color now, which actually looks pretty good. I'm going to pick this up because it's actually written by Dan Jurgens, and it's a miniseries. I don't know if I'm going to like the art. I don't particularly like that cover, but it's their faces. Well, this one anyway, Booster's face. But I am looking forward to that. It actually looks like it might be good, and Dan Jurgens is usually a pretty solid writer. Catwoman, I stopped caring a long time ago. That Ram V guy, I think, is a little overrated, but the cover's okay. Wonder Woman, that looks stupid. And look, we got to push our diversity higher girl. Yay. Justice League, that's a Bendis book, not even touching it. Don't even care. Bendis is crap. Looney Tunes, that's going to be a solid kids book. It usually is. I don't think there'll be anything too out of the ordinary. They've been playing it pretty safe and non-controversial with the Looney Tunes stuff. Nightwing, that cover is boring. That looks like the cover of a crappy low-budget movie. I mean, why is there a puppy? I don't care. Why are there people laying here? Well, that's obviously Dick Grayson's parents, but why is it so small? Why is this even on here? Yeah, this is some shitty pop art drawn by somebody that doesn't do comic books. So skipping that one. Tom Taylor's garbage too. I don't like him. He can be good when he has an editor reining in his weird political nonsense, but otherwise that guy sucks. Shazam, I considered this. That I might impulse buy that. I don't like this artist that's doing the cover. And if the cover looks this bad, the interior art's going to be trash. It's only a 4-issue miniseries, but I don't know. I might not get it. I probably won't. But if I find it like a scratch and dent copy in the discount bin or something, maybe. But I don't really want to pay $4 for it. So if I'm not getting a discount, that'll have to be an impulse shop. So probably not. Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. That is the laziest cover. Like there's some, I don't know, Muslim bag lady, some alien with a kid, Supergirl, and whatever that's supposed to be, all kind of just hanging out on a bus bench. What is that selling? That's just a weird album cover from a bunch of drugs in the 70s. It's not a superhero book. That's stupid. Too many of these people have no idea what superhero books are. They're just writing these for paychecks or because they think it'll somehow get them a Netflix deal. That's really all it seems to be. Superman and the Authority. The Authority should have stayed in its own universe. It was supposed to be kind of a mocking team making fun of the Justice League. It has no business being in the main DCU. They're just moving them in because there's 2 gay characters. And Superman's new costume looks kind of stupid. And they're taking Kal-El out of the main DCU so they can put his kid in there, and I have no interest in that. Superman trade paperback. Nope, not getting it. It's full of garbage. Superman Red and Blue. I don't care. This doesn't look very good. Why is he stealing hot dogs for crypto? The Flash, I am going to pick this up. The Flash series has been fairly decent lately, and I'm willing to give this a chance. It's actually about Wally West being a hero for Central City. They are kind of trying to fix him. I'm going to have the reviews for that story arc out where he did the quantum leaping. They just wrapped it up. I'm actually intrigued to see what they're going to do with him now, if they're actually going to let him be the Flash again and have him be a hero. Because if they do, I might actually be buying the Flash. So I'm going to pick this one up. Suicide Squad, I don't care. Hey, look, he's wearing his commie red colors. Good job, Cena, you traitor. Wonder Woman, Lords and Lies, I don't care about this book at all. Mariko Tamaki's a hack. She just fills space with eating and nonsense like that. So I'm not getting that. So from DC, I'm only getting the Flash, Blue and Gold, and maybe Shazam if I'm feeling super saucy. Oh, thank you for the donations, guys. Thank you. This is Kyle for the very generous donation. Hello, chat people and Jack. Hi, Kyle. And hi, Circus Zero. Thank you for the donation, man. That's very generous of you as well. Second paydays, so more food funds. Thanks, man. You guys are the only reason I'm eating right now. Which Wally West? The real one. not diversity Wally. Is she waiting for a bus? Yeah, she's actually waiting for a bus in that story. I love Booster Gold too because he's actually trying to be a hero, even though he's trying to get over his own ego too. Yeah, he stole a super suit and went back in time, Kyler. Hey, Saint Fugi, how you doing, man? I appreciate all you guys turning out. Hey, what's up, Dr. Functional? Yeah, there was only ever one Wally West. Then there was the Pretender in blackface. Hey, Andrew, can you tell my wife, Ellen, to try not to kill anyone today? Hey, Ellen, try not to kill anyone today. Redhead Wally is the best. And you'll notice he was another redhead replacement when they did the TV show. But yeah, it looks like they're actually trying to bring Wally. They did a lot to redeem him in that Speed Metal one-shot. It was actually a really good issue. That was one of the few Dark Knight Metals one-shot side story nonsense things they do that actually was worth the money, because they did a lot to fix Wally in that and made him a hero again, which is pretty rare these days. And this last storyline they did where he was traveling through time, quantum leaping, it ran its course pretty quick, but it was an okay story. If you like Quantum Leap, you'll like it. But they just wrapped that up. Yeah, don't kill Andrew, especially Ellen. That's not cool. We need Andrew here. But yeah, thank you, Kyle and Circus Zero, for those donations. It's really nice, you guys. Appreciate it. All right, let's so they're fixing Wally, and I am kind of happy about that because it's one of the few things they're doing right at DC now when they're not jacking up the prices. And the books I'm picking up are only $4 ones, so I'm not paying $5 for a regular issue. No way. I'd rather pay $15 and get a manga at that point. Because screw that. $5, I get a paperback for $7, and that's got 200 pages in it. Shit, I could probably go on eBay and pick up a paperback for $3. Ridiculous. Yeah, that is the name of the Blue and Gold, is the name of the Riverdale High School paper. Booster's actually a hero, great person. It's what no one notices, which he still does because under all his ego, he's a good person. Yeah, he tries, and that's the important thing. Hey, Sherry, how you doing? Yeah, and the fact that Booster has an ego is not necessarily a bad thing. It's something for him to overcome and try and be a better person, which he has done many times. So that makes him an interesting character. And the fact that he wants to be celebrated is, these days, that's probably a lesson everybody can learn, is to temper their egos a little. I never saw season 2 or 3 of Young Justice. I only saw a couple episodes from season 1. It looked okay. I was a little out of the age demographic for the show, though. Yeah. Click like, share, and subscribe. All right, let's get into the regular books. So Booster Gold, the janitor. But then I think he became a janitor, and that's when he stole the super suit. Oh, why am I hearing? Hold on, I got that stupid video James sent me, his auto playing in the background again. That's what you get for leaving the tab open on TikTok. The auto plays. Oh, yeah, I'm not watching that, Kyle. I have no interest in watching them screw over Wally again. All right, so Image Comics for next week, which is July 21st, 2021. Got Ascender, don't care. Big Hard Sex Criminals, Volume 3, don't care. I know some people that like sex criminals, but I don't care. Sounded like they just ripped off the Time Stopper fetish thing from Japan and turned it into a heist movie. Chew, don't care. Compass, nope, not interested. These all are boring books. they're all designed to be read as a trade paperback or a graphic novel and to get a TV deal. And it's pretty lazy most of the time. But that's the state of the comic industry as a whole lately. Deadly Class, not interested. I haven't been interested for the first 46 issues. I'm not interested now. It reminds me too much of Battle Royale, too. Home, I don't care. That's one of those border jumper books, and I just don't care about reading about that. I could watch the news. Homesick Pilots, go home then. I don't care. Sounds dumb. Jupiter's Legacy, these books looked interesting, but I think you have to read the other Jupiter's books first. I haven't done that, and I've been meaning to kind of get around to them, but I don't want to pay the money for them because they're expensive, and I just don't care that much. But I've heard they're good. I might try and get them out of the used section. Philadelphia, I didn't find that interesting. Marath Valis, don't care. Mom, Mother of Madness, I might buy that just to make fun of it, but I'm not paying $6 for it. It doesn't look that good. That's the Amelia Clark book about the single mom that fights crime. Yeah. It's $6. What a ripoff. That, of course, it's got some variant covers because they got to sell that. It's going to sell just based off Amelia Clark's name. It'll sell a few thousand just on that. But the premise is pretty dumb. And it's either going to be tongue-in-cheek satire or it's going to try and be serious. And either way, I think the result's going to be the same, is that I'm going to make fun of it. But yeah, it doesn't look very good. It looks kind of lazy. Radiant Black, I don't care. That's one, if you're interested in it, get it in trade paperback. It's another slow burn from the likes of Robert Kirkman. So it's just not a fast-paced story, and I get bored really easily with stuff like that. Seriously, 6 pages of people eating oatmeal is about 5 pages too long. Shadecraft, not interested. The art sucks. Skybound X #3. This seems to be a weekly series. I have no interest in giving them $5 a week for what's probably not very good. And Rick Grimes, the lightsaber, just doesn't really do it for me. Spawn Universe #1 second print. I bought the first print. It's sitting here waiting for me to read it. I just haven't had time. Siphon #1 from Image. I actually didn't see this one. Patrick Meany. Fast-living EMTs are trusted with the power to sense and siphon pain from others. Silas is presented with a new purpose to ease the misery of those around him. Ugh, that sounds boring. Nope. Time Before Time, the art is such shit. I can't get into it. Undiscovered Country, I don't care. It's not the Star Trek one. Walking Dead, they're really milking that sucker for all it's worth. I know people that are buying this, and I don't get it. Like, they have the complete run in trade paperback, and most of those guys have the vast majority of the single issues, and they're not buying these to fill in gaps. They're buying them because, oh, it's the deluxe edition. Suckers. So, nothing from Image. Except maybe that Mom book, if I can find it cheap. See if they get a damaged one and they give it to me for free. Or I take it out of the dumpster, one of the two. Where it belongs. Dark Horse, Apex Legends Overtime, don't care. Black Hammer, I still don't care about Black Hammer at all. I don't know why people are reading it. None of these look that impressed. Like, the ideas seem okay, but when I flip through the issues, I don't get it. It just looks dumb. Harrow County, that's probably okay. Tales from the Harrow County Fair Folk. That's probably okay for horror if you want some horror stuff. But Dark Horse's paper quality has really gone downhill, just like a lot of their writing. So I'm not interested. So nothing from Dark Horse. Dark Horse is quickly looking like they're going to go out of business here soon. IDW also in bad financial trouble. Bermuda miniseries. It's about the Bermuda Triangle. The concept sounded cooler than the story looks. So I'm going to skip that one, especially because it's $5. Comic Book History of Animation. That could be really good. It's $20, but it could be good. Sonic 30th Anniversary Free Comic Book Day issue. I'm not going to get it. I'm not a Sonic fan unless they let me grab some extra issues, which sometimes they do. If they have extras, I might pick that up then. But beyond that, I'm not a Sonic person. So if you're a Sonic fan, you'll probably want that. It's free. But it's a 30th anniversary issue. Star Wars High Republic Adventures. It's free comic book day issue, and I still won't take it unless I ran out of toilet paper because the High Republic stuff is trash. Granted, IDW's High Republic stuff is way better than Marvel's, but that's a low bar. You have the kernel of corn in your poop. That's it. Godzilla Monsters Protectors, still trash. Lock and Key Compendium. If you're a big Lock and Key person, you'll probably want that for $125, but I'm not interested. Marvel Action Avengers trade paperback. Those are actually a pretty good price at $10. The art style is very Kim Possible, but if you like that, they're good kid stories. Marvel Action Spider-Man, that one's been pretty hit and miss. The Avengers is better. My Little Pony Transformers 2, number 4, last issue. I'm definitely going to get that because sometimes it's about the magic of Cybertron. I really don't know anything about My Little Pony. I just think it's a funny concept. We got the Sonic the Hedgehog issue 42. It's looking like that series is doing pretty well, but again, I'm not a Sonic person, so I'm not getting it. High Republic Adventures number 6. It's probably okay, younger people fare. TMNT Ongoing Volume 13 hardcover. That's around the time they introduced the stupid new character, and I'm not interested in that. Jenica really ruined that series. Usagi Yojimbo number 21. I am absolutely going to buy that. So just from IDW, it's going to be My Little Pony Transformers 2 issue 4 and Usagi number 21. So I'm looking forward to the Usagis, even if I am a little far behind. I love getting those. All right, let me check in with the chat, and we'll continue on. How you guys doing over here? Don't want to ignore you. So more boring Ghost Rider. Yeah, pretty much. How else will the peasants, customers, know their characters' feelings? Yeah, that's true. That's all self-inserts. Or period, right? Yeah, probably. Yeah, James. Everybody can be a superhero. Hey, Serenamantine, how you doing? Sorry, when I'm looking at the one screen, I don't have 2 screens anymore, so something's wrong with my HDMI port. Some people like sex criminals. That does sound weird. .5 pages too long. Yeah, right. I don't know, Simon. Hey, how you doing? Speaking of which, hey, Cannibal. So, pot smoking Jedi. Yeah, that would actually be more interesting than what they're doing with High Republic. Remember, the High Republic is where they have Geode, the navigator that is a rock. Seriously, it's just a rock. So, yeah, that's the brainstorm ideas that they come up with at Disney to improve, air quotes, Star Wars. Yeah, I don't know enough about Sonic, but that's what the impression I've gotten, Kyle, is that it's just Identity Crisis after Identity Crisis. And occasionally somebody comes along and they're a slightly different version of the same character. But there's a lot of Sonic fans that would get really mad at me for that. Unlike Sonichu, who's a totally original character, # do not steal. My Little Pony and Happy Tree Friends crossing would be awesome. I'm kind of surprised they haven't done that already. Hey, Camel, how you doing? How you doing, Cracked? At least the sound of Boulder. That'd probably be more interesting, actually. Because at least boulders do stuff. A rock just sits there. And occasionally acts in movies. All right, Marvel Comics. Alien number 5, don't care. Boring series. Captain Marvel, even more boring series. At least something happened in the Alien book, even if it was stupid. Doctor Strange Epic Collection, that is a good collection of Doctor Strange stories. It's $40, but it's worth it. It's a good story. A lot of good stuff in there. Extreme Carnage, Phage 1. Okay. whatever. Not interested. These constant events are tiresome, and I'm just not spending the money on it. It's just not worth it. Free Comic Book Day 2021 Marvel Gold Avengers Hulk #1. I'm going to get that one because it's free, mainly. But also because I'm going to be reading the Avengers storyline that's coming out with She-Hulk, because James gave me $5 to read the one issue. And that's in the middle of the storyline. So I'm going to be reading some of the storyline that's going on. And this looked like they're bringing the Hulk back. They're supposed to be ending Immortal Hulk and bringing back regular Hulk. I guess sales were way down. So there's supposed to be some kind of storyline with the regular Hulk coming up. Then there's also the Free Comic Book Day Silver Spider-Man Venom. See, they're going gold, silver, and there's probably a bronze one too. But Spider-Man Venom one, I might get that. Who's working on it? Most of the comic shops I go to only allow you 5 free issues. And some places make you buy stuff now, which is a scam and a half. Al Ewing, Ram V. Yeah, I might grab that. It's free. It's not that idiot Nick Spencer, so I'll probably get that. I'm going to write that one down. I didn't write that down. Spider-Man Venom. Gamma Flight. No, stupid. Generation X. I never got into Generation X, but I probably should read it at some point. I've picked up some X-Men issues from that era, so I might grab a few Gen X ones because I think there's some crossover storylines. But yeah, for $40, if you're a big 90s person and you like Generation X back then, you'll probably like it. It's got some cool characters in it. It was always one I intended to look at, but the art really didn't appeal to me that much. And at that time, a lot of the stuff was trash, so I just skipped it. Of course, by today's standards, stuff that was bad in the 90s is probably at least readable now. Guardians of the Galaxy, I have no interest in that at all. It is so badly done. Namor, King in Black, I'm not buying that. Marauders, garbage X-Men book. Miles Morales, fake Spider-Man, not interested. Like, they're doing another Captain America 80th anniversary cover, and they still haven't announced anything other than these stupid covers. Which actually, that costume doesn't look that bad. But other than these issues, they haven't released anything for Captain America's 80th birthday. Probably because Marvel Comics, from what I've seen, they hate America. So why wouldn't they hate Captain America as well? Captain America Marvel Masterworks Edition, Volume 13. Those are some really good issues, too. It's got Captain America 231 through 46 and Marvel Premiere 49. And Spider-Man guest appears in there. I think Daredevil's in that one, too. So that'll be cool, but it's not $75 good. Moon Knight, they're rebooting Moon Knight yet again. The series is coming up soon, and I think they were trying to coordinate that. This is by Jed McKay, who's very, very hit and miss. That cover by Steve McNiven is great. He's definitely got some David Finch look to it. I like that cover a lot. I might pick that up just to give it a chance. It sounds like the storyline's not going to be that interesting, but it's got some cool variant covers. So there's probably one out there for everybody. That's a pretty cool one. So I'll probably pick that one up. It's on my list. So I hate these chibi ones. Those are so fucking stupid. New Mutants number 20. Nope. X title. Not buying it. Punisher Epic Collection. Return to the Big Nothing. This collects Punisher 26 to 34 in Annual 3. Classic Punisher number 1. Epic graphic novel Punisher Return to the Big Nothing. And the Marvel graphic novel Punisher. That's a really good collection for $45. It costs you probably $75 to get those individual issues. But it kind of depends on the issue. The miniseries is pretty expensive. The rest aren't that expensive, but from what I've seen, the miniseries is quite expensive. But that is a good storyline and absolutely worth checking out if you get a chance. But again, don't pay cover price for it. Get it off in-stock trades or half-price trades or off Amazon instead of paying $45 for it. Reptiles, stupid. Savage Avengers, Not interested. That got mediocre pretty quick. Star Wars Darth Vader is crossover with War of the Bounty Hunter, so I don't care. Same with Bounty Hunters, Jabba the Hutt. I don't care. Those are all tie-ins to that 26-issue story arc, and I'm not going to do that. I'll buy the trades if I'm going to read it. Thor Annual 1, not really interested in that. I don't know what they've been doing with Thor, but it looked kind of dumb, and he's kind of a Mary Sue now. The Union Britannia Project, the miniseries didn't look that good. X-Men Legends #5, I am absolutely going to check that out. This series has been the best X-Men book. This one's written by Peter David with art and cover by Todd Nauk. And this one takes place between X Factor 75 and 76. And what they've been doing with this is stories that fill in missing pieces. And they go back to basically just put together little stories of 1 or 2 issues that go in between other storylines. It's been fantastic. It's a great nostalgia trip. If you're a 90s kid, you'll love this. It was really, really good. So from Marvel, I'm just getting the free comic book day stuff and Moon Knight and X-Men Legends. Pretty minor. Dynamite, we've got Deja Thors versus John Carter. This is a follow-up to the Deja Thors series that wrapped up a few months ago. I'm going to pick this up. I am not quite up to speed on where this storyline is because I'm a few issues behind, and I haven't read the Winter's End issue that leads into this. But I'll pick it up because it looked pretty interesting, and it's written by Dan Abnett, so it should be pretty solid. So, yeah, their disagreement is in the middle of a civil strife. The Boys, Hero-gasm. It's free comic book day. If you like The Boys, pick it up for free. Free comic book day, Vampirella #1. I regret buying that. It was so stupid. I just don't care. It's such a disappointment. James Bond, Agent of Spectre. I've heard good things, but I don't like the art. And I'm just not picking up another title that is on the fence like that. Vengeance of Vampirella, no. So, yeah, from Dynamite, just Deja Thors versus John Carter. Boom Studios, Dark Blood, that looked kind of boring. Eve, I think, has shit art. Enter the House of Slaughter is a tie-in to Something is Killing the Children. That's their free comic book day entry. I'm sure it'll be fine, but the Something is Killing the Children is definitely something to buy in trade paperback because it is very, very slow. And I would really recommend getting them at like half off cover price because it's interesting, but it is really dragged out and it's very obvious. There's an R.L. Stine giveaway book called Just Beyond. I don't care. Firefly, I still don't care about. Many Deaths of Layla Starr, still don't care about. Once and Future, overrated. Power Rangers, I will pick that up. Ryan Parrott's doing a great job on his Power Rangers work, and yeah, no complaints here. So, Proctor Valley Road, I don't care about. It looked dumb. Save Yourself, well, that's heroic. No, I don't care. So before we get into this, let me check in with the chat. How you guys doing out there in chat land? Might go play SWT. Star Wars The Old Republic. I've heard that's really good. I haven't played it. I always like the Hulk. I might possibly have rage issues. Don't we all? Yeah, the Hulk. I liked the Peter David run on the Hulk back in the 90s, late 80s, early 90s. But it had some storylines that, looking back now, I'd probably hate. But I remember liking it back then. Sonic white supremacy cartoon. Yeah, they probably would, Simon. You're not wrong. Maybe they should start selling posters and other merch. Probably make more than selling their crappy comics. Yeah, you're not wrong. The posters do sell pretty well at the comic shops, but The comics don't seem to sell real well. Those stupid Funko Pops, those nightmarish little things, they sell really well. That bubble's due to burst at some point. But the toys and the Funko Pops always sell really well. And I don't understand that. And most of the comic shops I go to don't do manga stuff, which is to their own detriment, but they don't know anything about it because it's still fairly new development. When Tokyo Pop was out back in like 2006, 2007, some places were carrying that, but then they imploded and a lot of people got burned. So the older guys are real gun shy about picking up manga because they don't know anything about it. And they got burned by Tokyo Pop. So I get why they don't have it, but I think it's also the problem of they can't get enough stuff in, and it would be at the same price that you could get it at any bookstore. So it'd be cheaper for the kids to get it off Amazon. So they can't compete with it. Comics used to be edgy, but not anymore. No, they're not edgy. They've opened the door to the commies, and comics, a lot of the mainstream stuff has always had kind of a minimal amount of progressive underlying tone. Like, you haven't really seen gang members that were people of color since the 80s. And that's when they started making everybody an evil white guy. But they would at least have one or two people of color in there. And now it's just all out. They've gone all out. They've committed to it. People in charge are a bunch of wokesters, like Sana Amanat. CB Cebulski has no balls, so they're not doing well. Hey, Ori, how you doing, man? I don't get the appeal of Funko Pop either, Fugi. And hi, by the way. But yeah, they've allowed these people in thinking that this is what sells because they listen to Twitter. And people think Twitter's a marketing tool, and it's not, because not that many people are on Twitter. And they end up chasing away their fans, and any pushback, well, you're just a bigot and an idiot, and they don't want you here. Like that stupid bitch said, if you don't like my politics, don't read my book. Well, people have taken that to heart, but it takes a long time for corporations to steer the ship in another direction, and they can't do that. Yeah, that would make sense, Kyle. That's not going to happen. They've gotten away. They've gotten so far removed from what comics are supposed to be, which is entertainment, that they don't remember how to write them anymore because they've chased away a lot of the old talent. And a lot of people have retired, or they've just been blackballed from the industry. Like Chuck Dixon can't get any mainstream work anymore, even though he co-created Bane and wrote, what was it, Detective Comics for years. He also wrote Robin and a bunch of other characters. He was basically doing most of the Batman line for several years in the 90s. And those are still regarded as some of the best Batman stories of the last 30 years. So, I don't know. They've just chased everyone out that remembers how to do any of it. It's really pathetic. So, I don't know what to tell you. It's a shame because there are plenty of people that would buy comic stuff. They just don't know how to market it anymore, and they're too entrenched in their ways at this point to change. And they think the progressive crap is what sells because it's indoctrination and brainwashing. Well, let's move on to the other stuff, graphic novels and comics from random publishers. Alice in Leatherland, I don't care about your weird fetish stuff. And Bonnie, the art's garbage and it looks boring. Licencia, cover looks pretty good, but it didn't sound very interesting. Ballad of the Broken Heart. I'm probably not going to get that. It is Second Sight, which seems like a pretty interesting up-and-coming company. But I don't know if I want to risk $10 on it. So maybe, but probably not. Beastars graphic novel, I don't care. Beckstar, I don't care. It looks boring and the art's garbage. Betty and Veronica Jumbo Digest. As always, the Archie stuff is nice and safe for the homeschool kids and whoever else likes Archie stuff. It's consistent, and a lot of times they're reprints, but even when they're not, it's pretty safe stuff. $8 does seem like a lot, but you do get quite a bit for your money out of those. Breaker Omnibus, I don't even know what that is, so not spending $20 on it. Celestia, nope, don't care. The art's shit. Cherry My Destiny from Tokyo Pop. Great title for a porno, but not interested in your romance book. Children of Whales, that's a weird concept. I'm going to skip that one, thank you. Choo Choo Macaroon, Lovely Pie, also sounds like a porno. Probably going to skip that one. And by probably, I mean definitely. Sumerian hardcover volume 2, Frost Giant's Daughter, $25. That's actually not a bad price for a hardcover. And the Sumerian stuff is good Conan, unlike Marvel. So if you're looking to pick up some Sumerian stuff, that's a good starting point. The Frost Giant's Daughter story I remember liking, but it's been a little while since I read it. The Dark Age final issue, finally. It only took like 2 years. I thought the concept was good, but the execution was unintelligible. Couldn't recommend it ever because it made no sense. Destiny New York, no, Black Mask, stupid politics nonsense. Dynamic Forces I don't care about. Drugstore in Another World, Cheap Pharmacist. Again, that sounds like porn. Like, you want to go to a drugstore in another world? It's like aliens banging a pharmacist. That's real fetish stuff. And it's probably fine. Drunken Dreams and Other Stories. I don't know what that is, and I don't really care. They couldn't even be bothered to put an image up. Everfrost. Title's catchy, but it's Black Mask, so it's got racial politics in it or some nonsense like that. Fifth Quarter, the art's trash. Fritz and Leo. Hopefully that's a kid's book. Because if it's not, that's a little weird looking. Gods of Brutality, catchy title. Scout Comics is a mixed bag, though. I would probably be willing to pick that up under normal circumstances, but the way things are now, I'm probably going to pass on it. That might be an impulse shop. Gold Digger, I have no interest in. That's got kind of that anime art. It's just never appealed to me, but it does seem to have a following. It is on 282 issues. Hawking graphic novel. I don't want to read a comic book about Stephen Hawking. I will laugh at all the inappropriate times. Hell's Paradise, catchy title. Don't really know what it's about, but it's obviously a manga. I'm sure it's fine. Her Royal Highness Seems Angry. That should be a porno. Another Tokyo Pop one. I don't know anything about it. History, comics, American Bison. I don't really want to get my history from a graphic novel. Thank you, though. H.P. Lovecraft, The Tomb. That's probably fine. Caliber does decent horror stuff. At least they used to. So it's probably fine, but I'm not giving you $10 for it. I Make Boys Cry #2. Stupid title, interesting concept. This is a spinoff of White Widow from Absolute. It's got potential. Some of the Absolute stuff is really good, but they really need to reconsider their titling of this book because it's stupid. If It's For My Daughter, Defeat Demon Lord, that sounds like a romance book. Illegal Cargo, you can almost smell the border crisis on that one. No, thank you. Island book graphic novel, Infinite Land. Not interested in that. Knockout True Story of Emil Griffith. I don't want to read a boxing comic book. That's weird. Last Song. That looks dumb. Lunar Ladies. Catchy title. Probably dumb. Maria Lovett's Euro Psyche. That's a Euro book, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly. But Ablaze has been bringing a lot of stuff over from Europe, like the Conan stuff, but I just have no interest in this title. It sounds stupid. Marjorie Finnegan, Temporal Criminal. That's an artist, writers, and artisan book, so I'll just wait for the $10 trade and save myself the money. Mashio Magic and Muscles, obviously a manga. Catchy title, though. I guess there's some wizards fist fighting, maybe. I don't know. So it could be good. Merman in My Tub. That's some weird gay porn, I'm pretty sure. Minky Woodcock, Girl Electrified Tesla. The girl who electrified Tesla. The noir stuff from Titan is pretty solid, but I'm just not interested in it. But usually you can find those in the dollar bin too, so if you're interested, you should be able to find it cheap. Murder Hobo, Chaotic Neutral. I Have a Cat. Number 5 graphic novel. Don't care. Nottingham. Again, looked like it might be good, but it's wrapping up. I might get the trade. It didn't look like anything I was interested in. Okay, Witch and Hungry Shadow. The art looks stupid. I don't care either. One line hardcover. I don't even know what that is. I didn't look at it because it's $25 and the cover is boring as shit. So not interested. Paw Casso. It's an artist dog. Oh, so dumb. Project Patron, number 4. The cover looks good, but not interested. Rick and Morty presents Hotel Immortal. I'm skipping that. The Rick and Morty stuff does seem to be pretty hit and miss. It's okay in comic form, but it's just not for me. I suppose if you're a diehard Rick and Morty fan, it would appeal to you, though. So there's 2 books. There's Hotel Immortal and Rick's New Hat, issue 2. So, yeah, I'm just not going to get those, though. The Dungeons & Dragons crossover wasn't bad, though. River of Ink, don't care. It's humanoids, $23. That is by a famous artist, though. I forget his name, and I don't really care enough to look at it. Ruby, I don't care. Sadako-san and Sadako-chan. I might actually buy that. I'd have to review it on the Patreon thing, though. But it's about Sadako from The Ring, or Ring You specifically, comes across a girl named Sadako. And that's a little kid. So they decide to be friends. It's about being friendsies. It's supposed to be a comedy, too. So I'm going to get that, I think, if I can find a copy. Because with some of these mangas, I'm going to have to special order it. Like I said, the comic shops that I go to don't carry this stuff, and that'll be a special order. But $14, I might risk it on that, because I have the one where Sadako, I think it's called Sadako at the End of the World, and that's where these 2 kids find the videotape, and they play it, and they're like, oh, another girl's alive. We could be friends. So, yeah, this one looks like it could be pretty fun. And Sadako will probably just kill everybody they meet. Second Coming, Only Begotten Son. Well, okay, I have to explain that my justification for this book would be because I'm a fan of the Ring movies. And you can all judge me for that later, but yeah, I liked the books. They're kind of boring, but they're interesting concept. It's the Japanese have a much different idea of horror than we do, because they have all these weird monsters and shit. But Sadako is an interesting villain, so I'd be willing to pick up that one. So I might have to special order that. I'm talking myself into it. Second Coming, Only Begotten Sons, I don't care. Silver City number 3, I don't care. Slasher Maidens, that's a cool title. Snowpiercer prequel, I don't care. That book, that movie wasn't that interesting. Solo Leveling, that sounds like a video game reference, obviously, but I'm not really interested. It's $20 too. Spellbinding Episodes of Phoebe and Her Unicorn, definitely not. Steak is Stupid. Sunday Funday, Charlie Brown, that would probably be fine. It's Charlie Brown. It's only $8. So that would be a maybe. If I was going to blow extra money, I'd get that instead of a Marvel book. Tales of Terror Quarterly Game Night. That'll be fine. It's Xenoscope. I'm sure it's a decent, solid thing. Trailer Park Boys get a fucking comic book, number 1. If you're a Trailer Park Boys fan, you'll probably like that. I really don't know anything about the Trailer Park Boys, but it's by Devil's Due. They're notoriously late with stuff. But like I said, I don't really know much about Trailer Park Boys. Sinatra would probably like it way more than I would, because he likes them. I don't really know much about the show. Tressie graphic novel, Unreported Murders. I don't care. That looks dumb. $17. No, thank you. Wasted Space. That's what it looks like. White is the sequel to Black from that one idiot that was doing the only black people could be superheroes. And this is a follow-up to that series where evil white people are trying to oppress the black people. Which, by the way, got optioned for a movie and possibly a TV series. So, yeah, more racial politics from Black Mask. Thank you. Whole humanity is gone except Yuri has gone. Yuri except me. Well, that's one way to get a date. No, thank you. Witch and Beast graphic novel. Catchy title. Again, manga. Yasmin. Nope. Don't care. So from this other category here, I've got I Make Boys Cry #2 and Sadako-san and Sadako-chan. I might pick up the Trailer Park Boys issue if I can find it for less than $8. Same with Ballad of the Broken Heart. God's Brutality is a maybe if I impulse shop it, and Sunday Funday. Be more inclined to get the Peanuts than anything else out of those, other than Sadako there. So yeah, not much in the way of books this week. Yeah, there's only 10 definites on my list with a couple of free comic book day ones. So not much to this week, unfortunately. This is even later than usual. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a reprint from when we were kids, Kyler. Yeah, 70s era. Yeah, I've got all the Ringu movies too. I think I have them all anyway. I know I did. RWBY, Kyle. I don't know how to pronounce it. Yeah, old school Dark Horse used to be great, Ori. Back in the day when they were doing superhero stuff like Barbed Wire and Ghost, I liked those. They weren't the greatest, but they were fun. And that's something that's really missing these days for a lot of books is fun. Oh, thanks for dropping by, Spittlebug. Appreciate that. Hey, Nicholas. I look forward to extended enemies means of indoctrination. Share comic with salt. Shame to be done with it. Yeah, there's pretty sure Choo Choo is onomatopoeic for kissing. Oh, that's different than what I thought it was. I thought it involved a little more sucky. Fucking cat art styles for Cal Art. Yeah, Cal Art has done a lot of damage to animation and comics. So lazy looking. Yeah, The Ring is real hit and miss. I get a lot of judgment for my like of The Ring. I have to admit that I did enjoy the Grudge versus The Ring movie, Sadako versus The Grudge or whatever it was called. That was a stupid fun movie. Snowpiercer prequel is just Willy Wonka. I don't disagree. I've heard Trailer Park is funny. Hi, Pete, by the way. I saw them when they came live to Australia a few years ago. Oh, they do live shows too? That's cool. It looked pretty good, but I just haven't... I'm not paying a service to see it, because we don't have it around here. And if it's not on one of the services I'm already paying for, I'm not watching it. I can't afford any more of these stupid streaming services. Yeah, I try not to throw books out either. I'll give them away before I throw them away. That's one of the few things I'm kind of religious zealot on is just give it to Goodwill or Salvation Army or something if nobody wants it. Because throwing books away seems antithetical. Japanese horror's wild. Found myself getting into more South Korean thrillers and horror nowadays. Yeah, they try a lot harder. And there's some weird stuff. Like, they have very bizarre notions of what's scary. So, there is that. But I do like some of them. Like, The Host was pretty good. I saw one called The Stewardess, which was really dumb. So dumb. But it was fun at the same time. Like, it was like low-budget horror here would be. And it was clearly like a low-budget horror flick, but it was definitely something that I had fun watching. It was just like somebody got killed with a model plane. It was, wow. but the chick was really hot. Enjoy the burn. Yeah, I understand. Hey, Lester, how you doing? All right, let's get into some news. Got a couple of news articles here to go along with the lack of excitement with me reading what I'm going to buy. All right, Nicolas Cage will not play Joe Exotic as Amazon shelves Tiger King project. This actually really disappointed me because I think this is a movie that Nicolas Cage was born to be in. He definitely was born to play Joe Exotic. Amazon is making a huge mistake here. So this is from Variety. Nicolas Cage has played a wide range of eccentrics over the course of his career, but Joe Exotic will not join the actors' list of meme-worthy roles. The Oscar-winning actor is currently earning rave reviews for his performance in Pig, which did look interesting. Revealed that he is no longer scheduled to play the Tiger King in a series from Amazon, which he implied has been shelved for now. Sources close to the situation say the project, produced by Imagine and CBS Studios, inspired by the Netflix documentary Tiger King, Murder, Mayhem, and Madness, may be shopped to other outlets. Streamer Peacock has its own narrative take on Tiger King's story with Kate McKinnon, or whatever, and James Cameron Mitchell on board to star. I would actually rather see the Nicolas Cage version. So if there's one thing that I maintain Nicolas Cage is good at, it's playing white trash. We should clear the record. Cage told Variety, I read 2 excellent scripts, which I did think were excellent. But I think Amazon ultimately felt that it was material that had become past tense because it took so long for it to come together. They felt at one point that it was lightning in a bottle, but that point has since faded into the distance and it's no longer relevant. I disagree. I'd watch the shit out of this. Exotic, with his bleached blonde mullet, his seedy animal park, and his central role in a plot to have an animal rights activist murdered, would seem natural role for Cage, who's never shied away from big, broad performances. But weep not, Cage will soon be taking an even more challenging part of himself. That's right, the Leaving Las Vegas star will play Nick Cage and Tom Grome McCann's The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. The film follows Cage as Cage, a cash-strapped actor who agrees to make a paid appearance at a billionaire superfan's birthday party as part of an elaborate CIA sting operation. Cage says he hesitated before agreeing to do the very meta film. All right, that does sound pretty fun. Now, like I've said, I'm not a giant Nick Cage fan, but him as Joe Exotic, I would own that. I would buy a copy of that on Blu-ray and admire it from a distance. But this other movie sounds like it could be fun too. It was absolutely terrifying, and I'm one of those folks that thinks that within reason, if it's something that terrifies you or you're afraid of, as long as it doesn't hurt you or someone else, that's the very thing you should reach out towards, she said. Well, I know some ex-girlfriends that would be right up your alley, dude. I've never done a meta movie about myself before, Cage adds, but the character really isn't me. It's Tom's version of me, which is kind of an anxiety-ridden, completely hyperactive version of this person named Nicolas Cage or Nick Cage or Nicky Cage. In the meantime, Pig, which opens Friday, is earning Cage rave reviews for his performance as a former celebrity chef who leads a hermetic life. His isolation ends when his truffle-hunting pig is kidnapped. Despite the offbeat premise, Cage is being praised for his naturalistic acting as a grief-stricken man out for revenge. The actor says the low-budget indie film gave him the freedom that he's been lacking, that's often lacking on major studio outings. There's less pressure and more oxygen in the room of an independent movie to express yourself. Amazon declined to comment on the status of the Joe Exotic project. So big loss for humanity, but a big win for somebody else, I guess. Hey, Stargazer, how you doing? Good to see you. I know. Nick Cage would have killed it. That would have been so fucking awesome. Can't remember the name of the anime. It was a horror. One of the people feeling first. It's called Another. Another eye patch. Jesus. That's dark. All right. Let us talk about some DMCA notices. This is from Bleeding Fool. DMCA notices gone wild. Toomics self-owning themselves. That's a weird title. Now, I don't know anything about this, but this is why I don't review manga, because of shit like this. Toomics is a subscription-based webtoons platform from South Korea which provides digital comics and manga for its premium members. Toomics is also aggressively engaged in anti-piracy efforts. Unfortunately, the Korean company's takedown notices are not very precise, as they target perfectly legal content on Facebook, Amazon, Pinterest, and Netflix. Even stranger, Toomics has frequently requested that Google remove infringing IRLs from its own website. Now, what is legal here is not legal in South Korea, because a lot of the Asian countries don't have fair use laws, and they have very, very restrictive ones when they do. So when they say that it's perfectly legal content, it's legal in the US, but it may not be legal over there. And a lot of these companies will bend the knee in a second to strike you, especially if you're a nobody. They've done it to corporations before, but when they do it to little people like us, yeah, you're screwed. The vast majority of the notifications are correct and refer to pirated material. However, errors are not uncommon. These mistakes have come in a variety of shapes and sizes. One incorrectly detected URL in a list of thousands is understandable. However, there are times when it's difficult to find the legitimate claims to begin with. The latter is true of several of the DMCA notices sent to Google by Toomics, the firm which recently joined forces with other publishers to combat piracy has a dismal track record. According to TorrentFreak.com, we don't even have to deep dive into the individual takedowns to show that something's not quite right. The overview of the domains that are most targeted by the company, which includes Amazon, Facebook, Pinterest, and Wikipedia, speaks for itself. Google got 3,000 requests, Facebook 392, Amazon 351, Wikipedia 283, on down the line. They've hit themselves 190 times, which is more than Yahoo got hit, which is kind of sad. There are plenty of errors we could choose from to illustrate that something's wrong. For example, in a notice where Toomics attempts to remove pirated copies of the webtoon Sweet Bitter Love, it targets a film, a book, BBC series, a book, and a song, which happen to have the same name. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. You have the wrong person. In another takedown request, Toomics tries to go after pirated copies of the webtoon. You have the wrong person. Instead, ask Google to remove unrelated URLs, including Wikipedia entry of The Magic Flute, which is a Mozart production there. So, yeah. Various posts about being in love or married to the wrong person and dozens of other errors. Here are some of their own. Good job, idiots. You could go on to highlighted hundreds of mistakes, but the data speaks for themselves. The same can be said for Google's response, as the company wisely refused to take any action in response to some of Toomics' takedown notices. Some of their notices. The good news for the webtoon publishers is that Google is good at spotting mistakes. This means that most legitimate links, including Toomics.com ones, have been removed from Google search results. So these idiots are doing what a lot of Asian production companies are doing and publishers, and that is just mass DMCAing everybody because they abuse the shit out of that. And they will hit people's Facebook pages, like your reviews, they'll hit those because, like I said, there's no fair use over there. And that's something a lot of people here don't understand, is you could get YouTube strikes for what we would consider perfectly reasonable stuff. Well, just because it's a horror doesn't mean it has to be dark. It could be full of sunshine and lollipops. Okay, let's talk about Leah Williams. Now, she is a incredibly mediocre comic book writer, at least for me. And she got in trouble with the LGBTQ. This is from Bounding Into Comics. LGBTQ plus Marvel fans send writer Leah Williams death threats over X Factor issue 10 Hellfire Gala. And not for the reasons the rest of us think are stupid. But, it just wasn't Wasn't gay enough, I guess. Marvel writer Leah Williams has found herself the target of death threats after a retcon featured in the 10th most recent and final issue of X Factor, a Hellfire Gala tie-in issue featuring the very LGBTQ plus roster of mutants, sparked outrage among certain groups of online fans. That cover really portrays how incredibly gay this story was. Flamingly gay. But it gets worse. The anger against Williams stems from a subject found within the book in which Prodigy, recently resurrected thanks to Krakoa's mutant-facilitated resurrection protocols, retraces his steps across Los Angeles in order to uncover the truth about his own murder, which occurred almost 1 year to the date before he began the investigation. In pursuit of the truth, Prodigy soon finds himself in the Bel Air mansion of a film producer who has a penchant for going to clubs and stalking young queer black men, a habit which the young mutant eventually fell victim to himself. Oh yeah, spoiler alert for a shitty storyline. I mean, do you have to make him that gay? Can you tone it down just 6 or 7 notches? That'd be super. Like, can gay people just be normal people in comics, please? That'd be great. They always gotta be flamboyant. Confronting and assaulting the billionaire creative / sexual predator, Prodigy is eventually joined by his friends and fellow mutant Eye-Boy, who proceeds to blast the film producer with some unknown power he recently unlocked using hand symbols reminiscent of Naruto, or however you pronounce that crap, and uses his powers to discover Prodigy's corpse hidden in the basement. So he has like super mutant corpse detecting ability when he makes dumb little hand signs. That's kind of dumb. And then they have a little Hugsy. See? Kills the guy. Which, mutants just slaughtering people because they have diplomatic immunity. They're immune from all prosecution and crime, so they could come and go wherever they want. So murdering this guy is not a big deal, and there'll be 0 repercussions. The dialogue's terrible, by the way. I'm not even bothering with it. Shortly after X Factor 10 hit the shelves, a number of X readers took issue with the fact that the story was being published on the last day of Pride Month, with many LGBTQ plus feeling insulted to have received what they perceived as an insensitive and offensive LGBTQ plus story following an exhausting month of various companies attempting to virtue signal their support for the community and their cause. More specifically, fans having a fit over Williams' treatment of Prodigy, in particular her writing of his character due to his recent confirmed membership into the LGBTQ plus community. See, he didn't used to be gay. He's a recent convert to the cause. And he's got little butterfly wings and whatnot now. So look at that. Look at that shitty art. Why do you have 12-foot long legs? What is that? I mean, this art's bad enough. It's boring. That's just some generic MS Paint skyline, and they could have cut the top half of that off and made it more effective because the dialogue is always wordy with Leah Williams. But this is shit art. And Eye-Boy, come on, that's fucking dumb. I know you're running out of mutant abilities, but for fuck's sake. In the early days in New X-Men, David had a somewhat relationship with a female member of the team, Surge Noriko Ashida. Years later, during the Empire crossover, he came out as bisexual. He confessed his feelings for Hulkling in the issue, almost to no one's surprise. Apparently, Prodigy is now dating Tommy Speed, the son of Scarlet Witch. Yeah, both of Scarlet Witch's boys are gay now. Because Wiccan was gay, and then they had to make Speed gay too, because reasons. Wiccan was gay since the outset, so I didn't really have a problem with that because he's been gay since Young Avengers or something. So that's been going on for 20 or 30 years. But Speed's a fairly new one. Feeling particularly slighted by Williams, who, according to her pinned tweet, identifies as part of the collective, those outraged fans proceeded to express their disgust with Prodigy's story in a variety of ways on social media. Do some sit-ups, honey. The backlash against Williams wasn't limited to just a couple of tweets from some random accounts, as a litany of tweets expressed various degrees of contempt for Williams' writing. Yeah, I find her writing pretty contemptible in general. Swore off any further titles she may write. They're not paying for these, whatever. such as the core issues of her upcoming Trial Magneto storyline, which is why it'll be bad, and even making veiled death threats toward her on social media. Yeah, a lot of people were upset because of the racism, naughty touches, let's call them, because I can't say these words on the YouTubes. And that is a big problem. It's an attempt at touching on racialized naughty bits, violence that fails in gross ways, in my opinion, because there's an unnecessary depiction of his dead body. The topic is brushed aside far too quickly, and Aura uses it to endorse the death penalty in the prison system. What the fuck? It's just a shit storyline. These people are, of course, getting all bent out of shape about the nonsense. But yeah, they are definitely putting some really nasty things out. Look, just you don't have to threaten people like this. Fucking waste of time. And it just gives them victim points they can cash in for internet PP touches. Leah Williams can be a good writer. She just chooses not to be because she has to push agenda and the usual self-inserts and effeminate black guys, that sort of thing. The narrative is set for what would be the final issue of X Factor, as this Twitter user notes the issue with David/Prodigy is more than just murder, but sexual assault and grapes. Just to note, the screenshot collection of tweets is only a fragment of what's been directed against the writer. Yeah, they turn on their own. A cancel culture canceling itself. It's like you read my mind. The Twitter user Kindlestruck also voiced concerns that using the issue to promote the death penalty in the prison system was also unacceptable. Yeah, because, punishment, what? Many of the social media users called her out for her writing, that it was inappropriate for her to be writing about, that of a black male, and that it was also incongruous for her to push ideas of the justice system and imprisonment. They've been pushing every other political agenda in comics, pushing for the death penalty in prison for murderous sex offender seems really like the least offensive thing I've seen in the last few years. With that, we see Marvel pushing away its more woke audience, the same who tried so hard to gather such through diversity and inclusion messaging pushed in recent titles. Yeah, I think this was slipping through the cracks more than anything else. Otherwise, they wouldn't have had that in there. Of course, that's not to say that the writing for X Factor 10 is not without valid criticism. There are certainly problems with how flippant the characters are when dealing with the death of a young mutant. Well, why? They can all be resurrected. Death means nothing to them. As well as the fact that Prodigy's body apparently just sat in a basement for more than a year. Yeah, that's just lazy murdering, quite frankly. It's also strange how the Hellfire Gala tie-in issues thus far have only dealt with events happening during the actual gala, while the events in this issue happen almost in complete isolation from the rest of the festivities. Well, it's the last issue. They had to wrap up the storyline. The death threats, however, are a bridge too far for many critics of current-day Marvel comics. Yeah, I think Marvel's dog shit, but this is pretty above, over the top. Now with Leah Williams writing the Trial of Magneto, these same users, they're going to give away the twist spoiler to Hellfire Gala. So if you don't want to know what that is, turn away for the next 2 minutes. These same users are wary of how she will handle the offshoot title, especially in light of how the Gala issue ended with a certain death. Daughter of the character who's on trial, many on the island of Krakoa have named both the Pretender and one of the great calamities to ever happen upon the mutants. Because they decided she wasn't a mutant, and now that she's dead, the theory being, at least this is the theory me and one of the comic shop guys have, is that they're going to try the resurrection protocols to prove that he's innocent because he's on trial for murdering a human, which was just done in X Factor and is flippant and ignored. But here, this is the evil Pretender they all hate. She's like the Adolf Hitler of mutants. But since she's not considered a mutant anymore, when he killed her, it's going to determine whether or not she actually is a mutant if the resurrection protocols work on her. In the eyes of Krakoa's population, her crimes, I just told you the whole backstory there. All this taken into account, the backlash against Williams appears to be another case of those who follow a lean towards a certain set of socio-political ideologies, devouring themselves because their narrative and ideals collide on the finer points of contention. Sadly, instead of calling for better writing and offering constructive criticism, the mob would rather have Williams canceled, or in some cases, dead. So, yeah, I think that's a bit over the top. She's not that good of a writer. Like I said, she can be good with decent editorial, but she hasn't done very good Marvel stuff. And this issue was very poorly conceived. Storyline's stupid. And could you get any more flamboyant? Like, tone it down 6 or 7 notches. But I don't wish anything bad on Leah Williams, and hopefully people will knock that shit off. Yeah, heck of a thing to threaten to kill someone over. Absolutely. Retard, lame. Yeah, it's lazy. They're just trying to... it's a bunch of grown people trying to catch the wave that teenagers are on. Oh, they like the Narutos. Get some hand gestures in there. So we heard the choir song. Yeah, apparently, St. Fugi. If I were in charge of a publisher, I would have a slapstick. Yeah. Oh, dude, yeah. That's one of the problems, too, is the higher-ups don't work. They don't have the bullpen anymore where people are all working around each other and can talk to each other. So they're all remote, distant areas, and emails are being exchanged, and editors don't necessarily talk to senior editors or the editor-in-chief. They just sort of do their own thing, and they allow all this crap through. That is the Salem Witch Trials, Louis. And hi. Why would they care if they killed a human? Aren't they the super... Yeah, they have some vague rule about not killing humans, but they violate it all the time, and no one ever calls them out on it. So, and a lot of times they'll, like, have Charles Xavier, like, raping people's minds, where he just, like in X-Men Fantastic Four, issue 4, where he just deleted information out of Reed Richards' brain and prevented him from ever making a specific device ever again that would mask the mutant gene. So I don't really see much of a difference in that kind of mental crime, because it really is a form of mental rape. But thank you, Stargazer, for dropping links. They don't seem to draw a distinction with that being like a form of rape or even a crime. He just does it willy-nilly all the time. And but murdering a human is a rule they enforce selectively. Like, they just killed this guy because he killed Prodigy, but death means nothing to these mutants. That's like shoplifting crime to them, because they can all just be resurrected. And the people that had their powers taken away during House of M have gotten their powers back by fighting to the death in a gladiatorial style combat where they get killed and then are resurrected with their powers back. It's fucking weird and disturbing stuff. And they don't seem to see the problem with that, but they have no issue with any of this other stuff. So it's very bizarre to me. And the last story I had ready was the World of Warcraft story. Asmongold details racist behavior in World of Warcraft. This is from comicbook.com. Racism can be a very big problem in a lot of online gaming communities, and World of Warcraft is no exception. Twitch streamer Nick Pullman, seems Nick, whatever, recently discussed racist encounters he had in the game, which led fellow streamer Asmongold to also detail some of his experience seeing racist behavior. I don't know. Are these guys not white? I don't understand. I don't know anything about these people. They don't tell me anything. During a just chatting session, Asmongold, I don't know, told a story about seeing a guild on his server kick out a player for being black. I doubt that. It's a disturbing anecdote and probably made up. And it shows that Activision Blizzard needs to do more to make the game more inviting place for players of all backgrounds. Yeah, the guy probably sucked. I don't think that maybe they called him a pejorative on the way out, but that doesn't mean you can't see people when you're playing this game. There was a guild on Fairlina on my server, and they found out a guy was black, and they kicked him out of the guild. They reinvited him back into the guild, and they were like, "Are you still black?" And he says, "Yeah." And then they kicked him back out of the guild again. That sounds made up. Stories such as this one are incredibly disheartening and fake. No one should have to deal with that kind of treatment. It's going to take some players to make some players think twice about spending time with World of Warcraft. That or they want to have personal lives, hygiene, and touch vaginas. Asmongold went on to reveal that racism is not the only problem in the game, detailing some of the other horrible things he's encountered. Grow up, you baby. The streamer claimed that doxing, revenge porn, and other issues are prominent in the World of Warcraft community. Now, doxing, I could see. That's an actual concern. Revenge porn? I don't want to see any revenge porn from the World of Warcraft community. I've seen too many of the players, and they are, let's probably call it land-dwelling butter whales. Asmongold has a long history with World of Warcraft and has a strong knowledge of the game and its community. Whatever. Recently, he has been spending more time with Final Fantasy XIV as opposed to World of Warcraft. The streamer eventually plans to come back to the latter game, but Square Enix's MMORPG has given Asmongold something else to enjoy in the meantime. Asmongold streams have seemingly led to an increased interest in Final Fantasy XIV. Is this an ad for this guy? The title recently saw an explosion of interest on Steam shortly after Asmongold and other Twitchers began streaming it. Have you encountered similar issues on World of Warcraft? Does Blizzard need to do more to make the game welcoming? No. This is dumb. This is like two anecdotes, and it's stupid. This sounds like more of a puff piece for this guy and Final Fantasy 14, and they're just trying to make lazy slams at Warcraft. I call this all as bullshit. I thought it was worth talking about because he was making claims. Maybe the guild was all Latino, Asian, or Middle Eastern. Some of them could be really racist to black people. That's true. We don't know where these people were from. And you're not wrong. We've seen that with like Russia too. They're pretty ethnocentric. But it also might not. There might have been something else, like some inside joke that was going on too. And they were joking around with this guy. And he did something else to piss him off. But yeah, I don't know. I find the whole thing very suspect. I don't know if I've heard the name of Destiny or whatever. Yeah, he's probably a big streamer or something. But again, I don't know who these people are. That Asmongold, that's obviously not his real name. It sounds too close to Mongoloid for my taste. But I think people have gotten vampires all wrong. If you're immortal, the humans are your source of nourishment. Why would you hide from them? Why won't you treat humans like cattle and farm them? Humans have pointed sticks, I guess. I don't know. The whole vampire mythos thing is getting really screwed up over the years. Hey, Dark Resurrect, how you doing? No worries, man. I was just about to wrap up. Stories and notice me for him. Yeah, absolutely, sir. That's what it sounded like. Asshat gold. Hey, Viking. How you doing? Sorry, guys. I'm about to wrap up, but I got a couple minutes here if you guys have any questions or concerns. But yeah, the whole thing with racism in World of Warcraft, you're going to get people that say edgy comments, especially younger people, because they can. And they do it just to be edgy and push boundaries. It's stupid, but, who cares? People need to grow up. Yeah, man, don't bail out yet. We're not gone just yet. But, yeah, I appreciate everybody coming out today. We got really good turnout. But, yeah, this really just sounded like some kind of puff piece for Asmongold, whatever his name is, and advertising him. Yeah, Andrew, I think so. I'm probably not going to do one tonight, Cirque. I got to get up early tomorrow. I'm going to be up for about another half hour to an hour, but I don't think I'm going to do another stream. I'm just too tired. And I've still got to edit some videos and get some of those out because I've got to get some Roll for Sanity videos up. And I have to finish those. And I got to get some regular videos for Bad Comic Reviews done. I'm just way behind on everything. But I'll probably do one tomorrow at some point. On vacation. I hope we can catch the book read next Tuesday. Oh, cool. Nice. Have fun on vacation, man. Hope you do some interesting stuff. People will be shitlords. That's a fact. And people need to stop being such babies. Should there be a remake of the Phantasm series? That's a really good question. If they had the right person do it, yes. But they won't because Hollywood is woke and full of bullshit. So it would suck balls. And that makes me sad because I love the Phantasm movies, especially 2. But they were fun movies. I still don't have the last one on Blu-ray. I got to get that one of these days. I keep forgetting. But I like the Phantasm movies. I think the concepts were great and they were fun. And they don't believe in doing fun, weird, out-of-the-box stuff anymore. So, yeah, I would just enjoy what we have of the past and try and hide our copies when they come to destroy them. It would be a shame if my entire DVD collection fell into a lake with where all my guns disappeared. But yeah, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you, everybody, for coming out and watching the show. It's really appreciated. I'll be back on Friday night to do a regular stream, probably about 8 o'clock Eastern time to do some more articles. Oh, thank you, Stargazer. And should I check your other channels out? Yes, you absolutely should. That is a very good question. Check out Bad Comic Reviews and Roll for Sanity. I will drop those links now. There's Bad Comic Reviews. And here's Roll for Sanity. Yeah, but have a good night, everybody. Thank you so much for coming out, and hopefully we'll see you on the next one.